25.
Now then, not perfect on the red. Now this is a shot that looks pretty straightforward, but it's one of those, what a professional player would call a timing shot. And that was a bit better.
28.
No, it wasn't all that difficult, I'm not saying that, but it's a kind of shot you like to, if you cue it properly, it gives you a little bit of impetus. The last player,
33.
Miss on the yellow by Chris. Last player in the world you want to give any encouragement is Judd. Even though he's struggling, you know, the form is in there somewhere.
34.
You show weakness, and that's when he's liable to pounce all over it.
His highest break so far is only 36, so he's about to increase that. He needs to go up and up and start to show Wakelin the sort of form that he's seen at close hand so many times playing Trump.
41. $42. 47. $48. $54.
Yeah, the bottom two reds are not really makeable the way that he's going to be playing the shot. He's just got to take his medicine here and play a kind of standard safety shot, except that it's end of break. It's too risky the way the table lies to get ambitious. But he hasn't made a very good job of it. For Judd Trump, that is an awful safety
Judd
shot.
Trump, 54.
Well, that's a nice nudge on the brown, but it's another miss. He missed the yellow earlier. It's about as much as a reaction you get out of Judd Trump, really. You've seen him line them up. Obviously, shot to nothing. Well, that's an extraordinary pot, isn't it? At that speed, you'd have been hard-pressed to just pot the red with your cue. Just direct. I mean, at that speed, what a shot. And a decent angle on the brown as well. If this goes in, it should be 3-2. Yeah, well done. That might be the...
Fine.
a lightning bolt of inspiration that he's been looking for, Judd.
Six.
Yeah, he said before now that sometimes one shot can turn things. He played a few years ago, it was actually in the lockdown period. He played Barry Hawkins in a semi-final. It was 5-1 down and really struggling, and started to play a few exhibition shots. There was no crowd, actually. He was only entertaining Barry at the time, but
13.
it got him going, got Trump going, won the match, won the tournament. This is frame ball. Frame that in the end he's dominated.
14.
Just starting to release the shackles a bit, maybe. But also Wakelin has missed a couple. He missed a yellow, he missed a red. So put together, and the match just for now
19.
starting to turn round, maybe.
20.
Trump has become very tough to beat, regardless of the actual level he's playing at.
27. 28. 34. 34.
So
And
Judd
it's frame.
Trump just looking a little bit more confident now, going for his shots. He's starting to get them. It's only one frame, but importantly, he's cut the gap to just one. Chris Wakelin's lead reduced to 3-2. First to 5 reaches the semis. Now a close frame, I think, next door. See, Jarwi was a long way in front, innit? 71 in front at one point. But look at this. It could be a respot. Zhang Anda with pink and black. Well, he's played this one really well. So the black, and the black comes back on. He had that respot finish last night, didn't he, with Mark Joyce? So the black comes back on to decide frame 5. As I say, C was 71 in front at one point. Can't beat a respotted black, can you, for drama?
Yeah, lots of options, or lack of options actually for Judd this time. Can't roll into the cluster, obviously, guaranteed to leave one. I don't know what you do from here. I mean, the obvious red near this end cushion. But even that, the devil's own job to get anywhere near it, to find a line towards it. Looks like in the end, whatever he plays, he's going to have to trust to luck. Three cushions. Oh, this is some effort. And no foul called.
Meanwhile, CJ Wee next door with a chance at the respot, which he's knocked in. So he could have won that frame a long time ago, but he has won it 3-2 to C.
What do you think? Looks like he can just about get through. Oh, that's superb. That is a brilliant pot. Got to go though, the cue ball.
One.
Got to run. Oh, and it just about has. Is he on the? He's actually on the blue. Well. Things, just small things like that, that gap from nowhere and then landing on the blue the way he has here.
Yeah, they're the things that weren't happening before the interval, or they were happening for Wakelin maybe, rather than Trump. But just signs of a bit of a sea change. But now it's up to him. He's got himself in. Can he do the damage at this visit?
7. $14. 15. 22. 23.
Of course, he went past the 1,000-century barrier for his career in Cheltenham. It took a few matches, actually, but he got there. And in fact, he's one ahead of John Higgins now. For the season, 26.
30.
So he's top of that list. There is a £100,000 bonus if anyone can make 100, or the first player to do it. It's a long way to go, but he'd be the #1 contender, I guess.
$31.
Yeah, this time he just about lost control of the cue ball.
That's a terrific shot. I mean, he probably would have known that there was every
36.
chance of the glance cannon. But it's worked out absolutely ideal.
37.
I still do believe, though, that he's struggling a wee bit. He's not, you know, his cue ball's not the way we normally see it. Let's see if he can just rectify it the next few shots. See, even there, he just lost his cue ball.
44.
I mean, he's still okay, but he's lost it a fraction. But this is
50.
kind of what he's been doing. Well, not so much all season. He's been playing a lot better than this, but when he has struggled, even with other players playing well against him. I know this frame's still in the melting pot, but
51.
he's been very poor by his own standard today. And you know, all of a sudden you win this frame, it's 3-all, and he hasn't played yet. There's been the odd flash, the odd good shot here and there, but it's been workmanlike at best. So 50 to the good, looking for a good split. I think even there his timing wasn't quite on, didn't quite get the purchase on the cue ball, hence losing it to left cushion. So back to balk.
Judd, 58.
Wakelin just going through a bit of a rocky patch. So one good pot could well open the door to Trump leveling the match. Got his hand on the table. You certainly fancy him for this. Well, for any match to turn round, really two things need to happen. The player in front needs to start to struggle and the player behind needs to improve, and both things have happened. Wakelin
9.
Missed a couple. That last safety was a bit too thin. And although Trump's not 10 out of 10 by any means, he's playing better than he was earlier on. So Chris Wakelin, who's played
16.
so well in this tournament, particularly yesterday and early on today, he's under it a little bit now.
17.
He must have felt when he saw Trump struggling before the interval, this was a major chance to finally, in 14 meetings, get a win over him. But Trump's confidence may be returning now.
24. 25. 30. 32. 33.
Hello. Very nearly went top of the hot shots there, didn't he? Didn't quite get on target, but break might not be over yet. He's starting to enjoy himself, and that makes him dangerous. Judd Trump has found a way back into this match. With a possible 3 frames to play, they're all square, and pressure now on Chris Wakelin. It's 3-3. Game on. Yeah, once again, Judd Trump, it's just so hard to beat him, even if he's struggling. He seems to just find ways, and not over yet, but you feel he's got to be favourite now. Meanwhile, it's 3-2 to Si Jiahui, but Zhang and, of course, he lost that last frame on the respotted black, but well over the line here. So this one looking like it's going to go all the way. Well, that black made full use of the pocket, didn't it? Didn't look like it was in, but anyway, as I say, he's over the line anyway. Well, he could make a 139. He'd be the seventh one in the tournament. At this rate, it's kind of not worth even bothering with the high break prize, is it? You know, you're going to be coming back with 60 quid or something. Maybe not quite that low, but yeah, it's funny, isn't it, that got so many players tied up, and it's never happened. Certainly not 6 players at this stage tied for the high break. Could have their own mini tournament maybe to decide it. Well, the red stays out, so 96. The key thing is, of course, he's levelled up, so both matches all square at 3-3. So we're at the real business end of quarterfinals night here in Wuhan. It's 3-3 between Zhang Anda and Si Jiahui on table 2, and it's 3-3 here on table 1 between Judd Trump and Chris Wakelin. Was 3-1 to Wakelin.
Yeah, no problem cutting the red back. Just had a look at both pink and black, which are, I think they're both on, so you can just hang the pace off this.
1.
Yeah, didn't quite get it out into the open. So I think going deep on the cue ball would be difficult, wouldn't it, to get, certainly playing the black, it'd be difficult to get a thick enough piece of the pack to get on the next red. So perhaps in and out of bulk. Where's the black though? Oh, it's in. And where's the cue ball? That's not too bad either. Well, it's all happening. But Chris Wakelin, that's a concern.
Hey.
Yeah, he's fluked it, but missed the pot by the proverbial.
Yeah, incredible. Seems to be pressure on every shot right now, though.
Nine.
Thing is, I mean, he wasn't close to the black initially, was he? But he went in all the same. But he's struggling all of a sudden. He's struggling.
Chris Wakelin, 9.
Riding so high yesterday.
Now rest. One. Blue ball. Judd 1.
Trump disappointed not to land on one there, but in general, he'll be more than happy with what he's seeing from his opponent. Yeah, he looked at that four-ball plan.
1.
Well, maybe that could, one shot could maybe just get him going again.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, David. He did spot it. He was getting a good cue ball, so he can steady himself again. Not an ideal position just yet. He plays
5.
on black here. It's not that easy to land nice and straightish on the black. He's got to try and steady himself, get the cue ball under control, punch a couple of straightforward shots in, and I think the confidence will come flooding back. showed yesterday against Ding in the last frame that I don't think there's any worry on that score, you know. Being in front and seeing that lead evaporate, I don't think it's a huge worry. I think he'll be okay given the chances. But that's a poor shot. That really is a poor one. So you're going to have to go back up table,
13.
which complicates things no end.
Fourteen.
That's a brilliant shot, well played. All right, the black
16.
looks like it's tied up. It must be very tight because that's what he's looking at. It's a real bonus if the black's on. It's difficult to tell because the white, the cue ball is obscuring the view somewhat.
Seventeen.
Yeah, it's quite tight, isn't it? I mean, it looks like it goes from that camera position, but you've always got to remember that the camera lens is not level with the bed of the table. So it's a wee bit tighter. You see, we're kind of looking down on it. Obviously still goes. And all in all, this is a terrific recovery. From that little sortie back up to the bulkhead.
24. Five.
Going to have to do the same. I just wonder if he might be pushing the second red hard enough, with enough pace into the pack of five, and maybe, obviously not going to split them, but maybe just push one or two reds into the open. It's a possibility, but maybe not because he's going so deep. But you get the point there. See that? Just a worry that he couldn't inject enough pace into the second red.
Chris working 33.
So he's just taking his medicine there. A better visit, certainly. 41 the lead. See, Judd is now 4-3 up on Zhang Anda next door. Good match over there.
Yeah, the red's on to far right corner. Just checking to see if the pink spot's covered. Because in an ideal world, you play red, pink, and then it goes on the blue spot, opening up the other loose one. Nope.
But he was close enough that it stayed near the pocket.
One. Catch one. Fine, Miss Catch 4.
Zhang Tao is the referee. Direction was good. He obviously didn't want to go in too hard and open the red, so it's just a very slight readjustment needed. Certainly harder. See, Joe, you made 85 in that last frame. Zhang had made 96 the previous one, so it's good stuff over there. 4-3 to see.
Yeah, well thought out. Played it at dead weight, pocket weight, knowing that the pink should cover it. Now, can he push a red into the open? No. Yeah, it's going to be a double again at best to keep this going, but he'll only play it if it's the only red he can leave.
7.
Or is it the thin cutback? Oh, it was thin, and he's
Judge Trump,
left plenty.
7.
So Chris Wakelin, if you're going to win this match, you've got to put this frame away at this visit, I think.
Well, he rolled the dice, but his numbers have not come up. What a chance for Wakelin. He's already in front, of course, by 29.
1.
And this, if he can close the frame out, will just steady the ship, because no doubt he was feeling it a bit.
Seven. Eight.
Yeah, I mean, good on Judd for taking on the cutback, but there was something that didn't look right about it, I think, from the off. You know, when you're careering into other reds and you pretty much know you're going to sell the game if it doesn't fall. You know, I think it was a risk too far. I know you've got to be aggressive and all that, but, you know, at the state of the match,
14.
perhaps it was a
Extended.
iffy decision.
So this is for a 4-3 lead.
$15.
It's turned into another unpredictable tournament, hasn't it? We've already got 2 non-top 16 players in the semis. Zhao Gudong and Long Jihang. Chris Wakelin, the world number 22. He's a frame away from joining them. And Judd Trump, the world number 1, the defending champion,
22.
once again has to regroup.
Chris Wakelin, 22.
Yeah, he won't
And
be
the
getting
frame.
up from there. So an important frame for Wakelin to win. He was starting to struggle, but he's got it on the board. Helped in the end by that last shot Trump played, opening everything up. 4-3 to Wakelin. He needs 1, and he will be in the semi-finals. It's also 4-3 next door to Si Jiawei against Zhang An. Of course, they're both top 16 players. Zhang at 11 in the world, Si Jiawei at 13. A chance to go higher this week, with his chance here to get the match won in the early stages of frame 8. He's sort of quite quickly got himself quite high up that list of players who you feel could win a ranking event. Players who haven't won one before. He's been in the final in Berlin, of course, where Trump beat him. Semis in Riyadh, the Saudi Arabia tournament this season. And obviously very close to the world final just sort of 18 months ago.
Yeah, not what you would call, obviously, a chance to win the framing match just yet, but it's quite a nice table to build certainly an early lead. You know, Si Jiawei, if he can make his way into the semi-final. Every chance of Chris Wakelin doing the same, and goes the feature table 4-3 in front. I know Chris has officially won a ranking event, but not a proper ranking event in a proper sense, you know, in some way. So, you know, if these two were to win here, we'd have a new winner, wouldn't we, come Saturday, and a big ranking event at that. Xiaogadong and Long Zhihuang having come through earlier on today.
We wait for Judd Trump to return. He's trailing 4-3 to Chris Wakelin, who's looking for one more frame to put himself into the semi-finals of the Wuhan Open. The first prize on Saturday is 140,000, and that translates to ranking points as well. So it would propel Wakelin very much into the top 16 for the first time in his career. Of course, Si Jiawei and Zhang Anda in the last year have both got there, and it's 4-3 to Si next door. He's in front in frame 8. Judd Trump getting a lot of applause here. Crowd would love to see this go the distance.
To the red, to that left middle to kick off the clearance against Mark Williams in Saudi Arabia. Not that dissimilar to this, but today he just doesn't have his best stuff with him. I know, look, far from easy, but just too many under par shots, I think, or over par shots, whichever way you want to look at it from Judd today. He hasn't ever been able to sustain his form.
No, at no point really has he monopolised the table. You know, Chris Wakelin hasn't spent long periods sitting it out. Well, it was thin, but not that thin. Well, that could be a big mistake.
Judd Trump, 4.
Yeah, just going to check the two wing balls of the pack to see if they're set as a plant to left corner. Seems quite happy with it. So it's all systems go. Full face of the pink. Not full enough on it. Still perhaps has a couple of options to left middle.
6.
Well, we had the perfect view of it, didn't we? And he played the perfect shot. So the break continues.
$14. 15.
Judd Trump has won 29 ranking titles and
22.
another 13 invitation events, but doesn't matter how many trophies you've got, he still wants more. Still hates losing, and still focusing hard here, trying to take this match down to a deciding frame with the chance for more silverware at the weekend.
Three. Nine. Certain.
Again, it's a bit of a voyage around the table, this, isn't it? Just trying to get back nicely into position.
Two.
Yeah, no problem with Judd potting this, just dribbling it in, but if he goes 2 cushions, it becomes missable.
33.
Yeah, it's well done. Now, he's got to find one good piece of timing to properly set this chance up. Oh, that's superb. That is a beautiful shot. That will really please him, actually. No applause, but that's the kind of shot that a player gets satisfaction from. Middle of the pocket, getting the cue ball standing
41.
to attention, and all of a sudden, he just played a couple of nice shots, and it'll stand him in good stead if he gets there. When I say there, I mean taking us to the decider. Just a few shots away now. Listen, just 2 more reds in addition. Yeah, this has been brilliant. He kind of was chasing his tail in the early part of the break,
56.
but the last few shots, he just got his cue ball on point, the kind of thing he's been looking for all evening.
Well, Chris Wakelin attempted to cut in a thin red to left middle, and it was so thin he missed it altogether, went in off, left a chance. The Reds, though, have opened up, haven't they? If Trump falters here, they are all there for Chris Wakelin. There's still enough on. But it seems he's come good just at the right time, so it looks very much like we're going to be heading into a deciding frame. Just a couple
62.
of pots to take us there. Well,
63.
he still needs this in. He's looking at the scores. 67 in front, 67 on.
Yeah, it's risky playing the cut back, the pot. Obviously the 7 points would pretty much button the frame up, but I kind of like pushing the black above the right middle pocket, just out of harm's way. Chris couldn't do a thing with it there. You don't even mind. There's a Judd fan. You know, if you push the black above the right middle pocket somewhere near the cushion, Chris, it kind of leaves him with almost no options. I understand that he wants to, if he can, play the pot. Definitely the correct
Judd
shot.
Fang, 63.
Well, it's his highest break of the match. Puts him 67 in front, 67 on yes, but of course the black is safe. Wakelin looking to shift the black. It's still not in a great spot for him. The winner's going to play Si Jiawei because he is just mopping up to beat Zhang An to 5-3. High quality match that. And that red surely means we're going into a decider here on table one.
One.
Played a good frame overall, Judd Trump.
Black.
Just looking to tuck in behind the black here. 3 snookers needed as it
Judd
is.
Fang, 1.
Needs to be on the black. Not literally on it. He can lay the snooker, yes, but it's the points he's taken off. He's taken off the 8 points by potting the red. So 67 behind without a colour in, with just 51 on.
Chris Wakelin, 1. Chris Wakelin, 4.
63 behind with 51 on then. There's always the, of course, if you leave a red on, the free ball could come into it, but he would need blacks off the reds. If he's going to pop 2 reds, he would need blacks off them. Chris Wakelin, the man who's looking for snookers, he's in a devilish one himself. He's going to concede, I think.
Tom,
Yeah.
in front.
So it's all come down to one last frame to decide who goes through to the semi-finals here in Wuhan. Judd Trump and Chris Wakelin are level at 4-4. The decider coming up next. So as we wait for the decider to start, we can just show you what happened at the end of the match with Si Jiawei and Zhang Anda that I mentioned a moment ago. This was the winning moment for Si Jiawei. Of course, he was a semi-finalist in the Saudi Arabia Snooker Masters that Judd Trump won earlier in the season, and another semi-final for young Si Jiawei. It's his 4th in a world ranking event. And he is young, he's still only 22, all smiles. And he's got a big day tomorrow against either Trump or Wakelin. You can see all the fans expectant there, hoping he'll go over and speak to them. I'm sure he will do. But here, we wait. Wakelin's left the arena. Trump has stayed where he is. Can Chris Wakelin finally beat Judd Trump? We're about to find out. Here we go then, the deciding frame of this last quarter-final at the WUHAN Open. Judd Trump 4, Chris Wakelin 4. Chris Wakelin has played Trump 13 times before, he's never beaten him. Can he get this frame on the board and get himself into the semis, or will it be Trump yet again advancing to the last 4 of a big ranking event?
1.
A thunderbolt from Judd Trump to get him out of trouble. It's what he does, though, isn't it? When the chips are down or when the pressure's on, he more often than not comes up with something a bit special, and that was very special indeed, just to get himself out of trouble. Should be okay here, Chris, into the edge of the pack. Just hanging off the pace, so stay where you are.
5 miss. Judge on 4.
This is a bit pacey, doesn't want to slip off them. Judd having a good look at it, he looks interested.
Well, millimetres there have made potentially a massive difference, because they've given Trump an opening to possibly get this one. It's out of Wakelin's hands.
Eight.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if it cost Chris Wakelin dearly, but it was funny when he played the first escape before being put back. Just when the referee was replacing the cue ball, he kind of had a smile on his face, like, and it almost, he lost a bit of concentration just for a few seconds, and that can be enough. He injected too much pace in the second attempt. And all right, this hasn't resulted in anything major yet, but it could do.
Fourteen. Judge Trump, 14.
It's another loose one. And Judd doesn't normally fluff his lines and deciders when he gets this kind of chance.
One.
That'll do nicely, actually. No problem getting on the next red. His timing hasn't been on today. Let's see if he can time this one and get anywhere around straight on that loose red. Because if he does, it's a good chance to score a few. That'll do nicely. Chris Wakelin has just played 2 loose shots.
6.
And he might pay dearly. He might pay with the match in the end.
7.
Yeah, one thing no one can argue with is Trump knows how to win matches in ranking events this year. He's won 44. Closest challenger, Karen Wilson, 31. So when the chance comes, he invariably puts them away, even though I'm sure he would admit he's not been at his best today. He's battled, as he always does. He's shown determination.
Fourteen. $15. $20. $21.
I don't think it's going to be any great hardship for Judd if the pink goes up onto the brown spot. Kind of get it out the way. That one loose red in the middle of the cluster there, it is on from the right wing. Just where he's standing there, there is a possible gap to play for.
27.
Because it's not that brilliant a pack of reds to go in from the blue at the moment, and that's an offset plant, so that's going to rule that option out. He's not going to be playing blue into them. That's too risky. Yellow's a good ball though.
28.
Obviously not from there, but so this looks like being not the key shot, but potentially
Brown ball.
should make contact with them.
Yeah, well, it was a big target, wasn't it? But not to be. But it's kind of been that sort of match, hasn't it? It has been
32.
bits and pieces, really. So 51 the lead in the decider, but not over yet.
Zhao Chuang, 32.
It's another quite weak shot, that.
Judd won't be doing. Won't be playing for black to this same right corner if he plays the pot, because it's a wee bit risky. That's why he punched it round for the opposite corner, but yeah, sometimes you're just a little bit unlucky, you know. You'd rather miss the pot in hindsight by a foot. Chance of getting away with it, so close to it, the red stays near it. So what has Chris Wakelin got left? It's a decent chance, providing he can get nicely on a colour, probably go up table. Blue or bulk colour.
One.
Well, he led the way in this match. He was 3-1 up at the interval. Good value for that lead. 4-3, of course, chasing the decider, but he has his chance at last to get right back into it.
Seven.
To what extent, though, can he shut out what it all means? Not just to reach the semis, but to finally beat Trump.
Fourteen. 15. 22.
This next shot in the black to the loose red is going to be key.
23.
He's coming round to check. He'll want low of straight just to play a brush cannon just about there. Just release those other two reds. He's okay.
30.
Play a stun run through. Just any contact is all he needs on the two reds. So yeah, going deep because he's 5 options up table for a colour, but hasn't timed it. So
31.
Find a way through the traffic, in and out of bulk, and onto the next red. If he can do that, then they're all there for him.
Well, he's caught the green, so
36.
it's become a lot more complicated than it could have been. Here we are, 11:15. 11 local time. A late night thriller that's come down to the last few balls.
Chris Wakelin, 36.
So they've each had a look in the decider. There's 15 points in it. Trump Snooker, though, on the two reds.
Yeah, for the time being, he's going to have to settle for second prize. And Judd is going to have to rely on some good fortune to get away with this. And he hasn't had it. All right, it's not a sitter, the red. But depending on the way that Chris Wakelin plays this, if he plays it dead weight for above the blue and he gets it, it's a brilliant chance. This red's a bit thinner than it looks on the screen, though. You add the pressure into that. It's not an easy, not a sitter. There you go. Not a sitter.
Well, what a camera angle that was. You saw Trump, his sort of face change as the red stayed out. I think he felt Wakelin would pot it. He hasn't. So Judd Trump then handed the chance to get it won. Oh, Chris Wakelin has played so well in this tournament, but it's out of his hands again. Trump had his arms folded, didn't he? Not quite in resignation, but I think he felt his chance might have gone. This cue ball's not obeyed his command there. It's getting very edgy.
What?
Yeah, have a look at the black. You never say never with Judd. I mean, he doesn't want to play it, doesn't he? You know, but the little devil on his shoulder does want to play it, but I think logic will tell him it's not the correct shot because he doesn't have to play it. Yeah, shove the pink safe.
Pink ball.
This is one of the reasons he's been so successful. It's the thinking in these moments, getting over the disappointment of the shot he played on the red and just thinking, okay, what is the shot that gives me the best chance? Push the pink safe because Wakelin will need it. It's got the snooker as well. It's not far away, this. My word, what a game this is.
What?
Just a quintessential decider now, isn't it? All sorts happening.
Oh, what a fabulous shot. I mean, in some ways, to even get over the guilt of the fluke and make good on it, you know, just sweeten the pot, or the fluke, if you like, on the red now then. Just checking his numbers, obviously up to and including
that difficult pink. This is going to be a thrilling end. And that will do nicely. Yes, he probably did try to move it. But it's all going to come down to whether or not he can get nicely on the pink. Because green, brown and blue shouldn't be any problem whatsoever.
Thirteen.
Wow, didn't see that coming. Not again, surely. Well, you may be just thinking ahead there about where he wants to be on the blue to get on the pink, I don't know, but Judd Trump comes to the table. He's 3 in front, so he himself will need the pink now.
Brilliant shot. Yeah, he took the gamble. He didn't want to hedge his bets with a pink. He thought, right, okay, let's just move it and make what looks like is going to be the winning move. But nothing's guaranteed at this stage, not with what we've seen so far this evening. Blue and pink for a place in the semis.
He might wonder how he's got there. But one thing Judd Trump does have is remarkable resolve. Chris Wakelin, though, will be so disappointed, assuming this pink goes in. 14 times he's played Judd Trump in his career. And 14 times he's been beaten by him. You won't see many closer than that. You can see the disappointment written all over his face. He had the chance, he missed that brown completely out of nowhere. And Judd Trump, a little clenched fist, and why not? Because he's still going, the defending champion. He's still here in Wuhan, he's into the semi-finals, winning a thriller by 5 frames to 4. Well, it's a long flight back home, obviously, to the UK. It's going to feel very long for Wakelin, thinking about some of the shots there, not least of course that brown in the end. He's had such a good week. He played so well yesterday against Ding, but that is a tough one to take. It's another defeat, 14 now at the hands of Judd Trump. Well, what a dramatic day it's been. Seems a long time since that Zhao Guodong match earlier. He played so well to beat Sean Murphy. 5-1 of course, 3 centuries in a row. And Long Zhihang, he's from Wuhan itself, so he's got a lot of home support. His family were watching very proudly, and he beat Jack Lisowski 5-1. Lisowski did not perform today as he had done all week. So it's Zhao against Long in the first semi-final, best of 11 tomorrow. And then a dramatic evening session as well, which has just concluded, of course. Saw victory for Si Jiahui 5-3 over Zhang Anda, and finally Judd Trump 5-4 over Chris Wakelin. Trump just seems to keep grinding out these results. Even if he's not at his very best, he finds ways, and he will take on Si Jiahui in what is a very attractive second semi-final tomorrow night. Of course, he beat him in the German Masters final last season. So who's going to win it now? 4 players left, 3 from China, and of course the world number 1 from England, Judd Trump as well. A dramatic evening here in Wuhan as just 2 days remain in this tournament. Judd Trump, you saw the delight there, the little clenched fist, because for so much of the night it looked like he would lose, but he's still here. He'll play Si Jiahui. The first match though, 7 o'clock UK time in the morning. Alan and myself will be here for Zhao Guodong against Long Zhihang. I hope you will join us as well. But for now, thanks for being with us here at the Wuhan Open.